Well, good morning. Nice to be here again. It's been a few days. I gotta be honest with you, I haven't done a lot. Odds and ends, really. Not really felt that great recently, and I went away on a sabbatical to London, a little sort of holiday to London, and I gotta be honest with you, didn't like it. Didn't feel safe in London. It was a bit like, well, the hotel anyway was a bit like a cross between Fawlty Towers and Rising Down. So I was really not that impressed, so I came home early. So anyway, what's been happening on the workbench, I will tell you. There we go. Now I can see you. I finished the windmill is all finished with the wagon added, and the sacks in the wagon and little barrel there and so forth. So that's all finished. The horses are from Airfix French Napoleonic artillery, because the horses that come with this wagon, they were galloping, and I didn't want them galloping, so I swapped them for artillery horses just to make the wagon sort of stationary. The wagon itself is from a little farm accessories pack. So that's that. So that can now go in storage with all the other buildings, so that's good. Pleased with that. I've been working on these Airfix British Hussars, and I've been doing the blue on the saddle cloths, the shark's teeth on the saddle cloths, which I gotta be honest with you, I'm not overly happy with. I mean, they're very awkward to do. It's very awkward to get them even and looking sort of nice. What I've actually taken to doing at the moment is taking me 2 or 3 to get the head around what I should be doing. I've taken to using a very fine pencil and just penciling them in first, trying to get them even. But that's where we're at with Napoleonic Hussars, well, the horses anyway, so there's really not a lot really to do with them. Once the saddle cloths are done, there's not a huge amount to do with them. So the postman's been, last few days the postman has been and delivered me some goodies, which I'm pleased with. I got more goodies on the way, but one thing he did deliver was Wellington's Light Cavalry. Seeing as how I'm painting Hussars, I wanted some information on them, so we got this. Should have this book anyway, so got it. Up to the usual nice sort of standard illustrations in it, so that's handy, so pleased with that. I was delivered, look what was in the book. I don't know whether it was by design or just by accident. This was in the book. But it's a print. Oh, there's a fly in here now. Go away. God, I absolutely hate flies. Yeah, it's a print. A print of Westgate, Canterbury. Looks like sort of Georgian period. So, a free print in my book. So, the other thing we got was, thinking ahead now, 135 scale Willys Jeep and trailer with 3 figures. So that's nice. So I'm delighted with that, because I know we've still got quite a way to go on our Napoleonics, our 20mm, and as I've said to you, we will not do any of these 135 until we've done our quota of 20mm, but I am thinking ahead.
Another good length delivery from Hazelwood, no run.
So that's nice, so pleased with that.
She was one for this sort of thing, so anagrams,
and also,
Sudoku,
I bought,
always
because I'm thinking ahead,
at Reading, but also county, so
a Messerschmitt
she'd
262
always be doing a crossword when she was
Night Fighter. This is actually, you
whatever.
can
So
see,
I'm gonna take that through
1/32 scale.
and see what they come up with.
Carrying that through. I quite like Sudoku.
But,
Numbers have been more my game.
very nice nonetheless.
Crosswords, that mine.
So,
The rest.
that's going to be fun.
Different things in the
That's a two-seater version. Messerschmitt made a two-seater version for night fighting to try and combat the Allied bombing, which was getting out of hand. So they converted or made a version of the 262 for 2 occupants. I don't think it was that successful, the 262. I think it was too late in the war and also somewhat unreliable. But anyway, nice model, so look forward to that. And that brings me on to, whilst we're sat here listening to the cricket, that brings me on to scale. Because I've been thinking about this, and who works out the scale of figures? I can't get my head around this. Well, I know there's a formula for working out scale, right? So if you take, say, I don't know, a Kubelwagen, German Kubelwagen, and you take the measurements of it, there's formula you can use to change the scale so you can make a scale replica. That's, I understand that. But as far as figures go, I can't sort of get my head around it because for a start off, people are different sizes, different heights. Then you get companies that measure a figure from the base of the feet to here, the eye line, and say, well, that's 28mm. And you get other companies that measure it at the top of the head and say that's 28mm. They can't both be right, surely. So who's right and who's wrong? And you can, as I saw on one video, you can buy a pack of figures that are allegedly 28mm. We take 28mm as an example. You can buy a pack of figures that are allegedly 28mm, and they're noticeably smaller than what you've just been painting. So, who's right and who's wrong, and how do I work all this out? If anybody knows, I'd be delighted to know how they work all this out, because you can't have different sizes. Surely you can't have different sizes all claiming to be 28mm or a particular scale. I mean, I don't understand why they measure a figure from the base of the feet to the eye line and leave out. Why'd you leave out that much of the head when you're calculating it? I mean, look. This is a Africa Corps officer from FX, 132 scale. Here's a 135 scale. Yeah, I mean, there's a slight difference, but you could get around that by doing something with the base, hiring the base or something. I mean, it's, to me, it's really neither here nor there, really. But I know there's a difference because this is listed at 135, this is listed at 132, so but when you're buying packs of figures that are all supposed to be the same scale and they're not, you see where I'm driving at? So I don't understand how they work this out. And
Simon, do we need to start canning something
people
down?
are getting
Because,
caught out with this.
if we
They're
put the
buying
pressure back-
Well, it's been such an extraordinary
packs of figures to go with the army they're making, and when they get them,
Who knows? We might
oh,
have one of those
these are
games where the
quite a bit
world
smaller.
record broken. England set Australia
Oh.
420, they knocked them off. So Steve
And they
Smith
just sort of stand out a bit.
It's been that sort of
I actually think I can get away with these.
I don't know. I'm not sure whether to take you on
Side by
face
side,
value.
I think I can get away with these. They're really not too bad.
relatively low scores in the first
Yeah.
innings. About 300.
Same
And
with
then England set India well over 400.
these.
And Pant and Rahul both got hundreds on the last day of the
Yeah.
summer.
They're
last day of the
not
series.
too
So
bad. They're not
you
too
can
bad.
score here.
Yeah.
And I guess again, depending on
Runs,
company
somewhere
that's
on the line.
making them.
Yeah. So the pitch itself is playing a little bit.
So if anybody knows
Not quite as much seam movement. Or
anything about how they work out the scale of these things,
yeah,
and
just never know.
Here's Siddle going into bowl.
I don't understand why they just
Burns and Burns.
get to
Comes
there.
up defensively into the onside towards
Why
the wicket.
why'd you leave out the
And there is no run.
that bit when you
So,
calculate? Surely you,
incredible day,
you're calculating the scale of a human being.
Was it the 15th September
You do the
today?
whole
Maybe
figure, don't you?
September.
The top of the
Really
head
nice
to the feet.
September days, but we've
Yeah.
really been lucky in this.
But I was looking in the
That's
14th
tomorrow.
of September.
Yeah.
War Games Illustrated magazine earlier this month, and there's
Cricket colleagues yesterday.
figures here listed at 28mm, but only as far as there. They're only 28mm as far as there,
Here is Siddle going into bowl, and that
so we'll forget the rest of it. That doesn't.
single square wicket towards back with square leg. So
I don't know.
one more to
Anybody
go.
knows anything, let me know.
16, and England to
So that's
13.
really all I gotta say.
I've enjoyed
I'm
my
gonna get
season.
on and
Well, surely you're still playing.
another
I feel
crack
like
at these
season
Cesars, see if I can get these
all the league seasons in most places
saddle
finished
blankets
already.
weighed
It
off
doesn't
with the
feel
wolf's
like that. It feels
teeth.
like
Fiddly and faffy to do, and
Yeah, back home in Australia, I think the season's getting underway.
not really satisfied with how they're turning out, really. But if anybody knows a good way of doing them,
October, and then
I'd be
November,
delighted
the
to hear it.
test match,
you're straight back
But
into
anyway,
the women's big bash
watched a
starts,
video earlier by
yeah, we've got all those
Pancake. Pancake's back on. Nice to see him back on.
the NRL, the
So
rugby
that's
league,
good.
and then the AFL finals.
So yeah, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for
So
subscribing.
end of the
Hope everything's going well. Nice to be back on the workbench.
Siddle from
See you on the next
back
one.
square, 38 for no wicket.